sitting in the dark, the cycles don't ever let stay in the dark.
She is an odd person.
She's kind of like me. I don't like light. Like my stepdad came up to me last night. He was like, "First off, why are you gonna ping pong ball? Ping pong ball against the wall? I just see myself off." And he's like, "Why don't you ever turn the lights on?" I don't like it. Because see, at my other house, where my room was, I was in the attic, so the light only went to the floor, but the light wasn't that bright. That's that LED light can stay on. I don't ever really turn it on.
Okay.
Like the only time I turn the lights is in the bathroom. I don't turn the lights on.
So, Mulligan, what you're telling us is you're a vampire.
Now,
Okay.
that's what I'm like.
Okay. Shh. Focus. What we're going to talk about today is sex-linked traits. There are some genetic traits, some genetic disorders. Do you need a pencil, hon? That are carried on the X chromosome. And when we talk about these being carried on the X chromosome, what that means is when we look at the X chromosome, you have to show me. When we look at the X chromosome is much bigger compared to the Y chromosome. And if you remember, if you look here, XX, that is female, XY is male. Okay? So, but when we look at chromosomes, what?
She wasn't doing that.
Gotcha. When we look at chromosomes, this is a picture of like the chromosomes, okay? So if you look at this, this is called a karyotype. We're going to do this a little bit later in the week. Your chromosomes are paired up in homologous chromosomes in our pairs 1 through 23. This is the 23rd chromosome, okay? 23rd pair, and you can see this is an X chromosome and this is a Y chromosome, okay? When you have something carried on the X chromosome, if there are 2 X's, like here, there's enough genetic material over here to overcome a problem over here. So if I have a problem right here on this chromosome, okay, there's a gene over here to overpower it. But if I have a problem right here, when I have a boy, do I have anything over here to overpower it? No. So this is why we see certain genetic disorders in males and not females. Things like color blindness, male pattern baldness, hemophilia. They are all what we call sex-linked traits. There's a problem on the X chromosome, but there's nothing over here on this Y chromosome to overpower it. This is why you guys both know I have kids. I have 2 kids, right?
I thought you had 4. Never mind.
I have 2, a boy and a girl. My little boy's colorblind. My little boy got the colorblind gene from me. There's a problem on my X chromosome. I carry the gene for colorblindness. I happen to pass on the X with that gene. Because he has nothing over here, Jackson is colorblind. That's why males are genetically prone to color blindness. It can happen that a girl is colorblind, but it is really, really rare. 1 in every like 9 or 10 boys is colorblind. So it's very common for boys to be colorblind. Now, if I pass on this same chromosome to my daughter, her dad is the one who determines the gender. He passed on another X. My husband is not colorblind. So Riley has a chromosome to overpower that. So the only thing that we would know is if Riley has this gene will be if Riley has a son and it is colorblind. But she's got 1 normal X chromosome, so she could have a son that's not colorblind. I could have even passed on to her a normal chromosome. It just is luck of the draw. But I will tell you that this gene is pretty strong in my family. My grandpa was colorblind. Both of my brothers are colorblind. My son is colorblind, and my great nephew is colorblind. So my brother has a daughter. He passed on the colorblind gene to her, and her son is colorblind too. So that gene is pretty strong in my family. But we're going to figure out and look at how we would do Punnett squares and look at some of these traits now. So what we're going to look at here is what are the sexes and eye colors of these flies, okay? It tells us red is dominant to white. So XX is what? Male or female? It is female. And what color are her eyes? Red or white? You had a big R and a little r. So what color are the eyes? Red. Good. Well, these are in fruit flies. When I was in school, Miss Johnson actually had fruit flies, and we did this. And like you would anesthetize the fruit flies, but like a bunch of the fruit flies got out, so I think that was the last time this was ever done. This experiment was ever done in school. X with a big R, Y. So what is this? Male, and what color are the eyes? Red. Okay. Let's look down here. You guys can fill out those other 3. What are the genotypes of these flies? White-eyed male. So let's start with the letters, the big letters. So what is the gender chromosomes for a male fruit fly? What are you going to put? XY. And he is white-eyed. So what are our little R's going to be? Or what are our letter, like, see how the R's are smaller? Okay, so lowercase or uppercase R's? How many? Well, does our Y carry anything? Not enough genetic material there, so it's X little r Y. How about a white-eyed female? Okay, XX, and what are the R's going to look like? Both of them? Yep. Okay. Now let's show a cross between those. So what we're going to do is we're going to cross a white-eyed female, so it's there, with a red-eyed male. So we're going to do a Punnett square, okay? And we're going to cross X with a little r, X with a little r, with X, big R, Y. Okay? So just like we did with our Punnett squares before, we're going to do the same thing. We're going to bring the X down, okay? And what's the letter here? A what? Big R, right? So we're going to put that down, bring the X with the little r over. Who can tell me what will I put in this box right here? Okay, X, Y, what are my letters what are the arcs gonna look like? Okay, just over the X, right? How about here? What's gonna go in this box? Yep, same thing as the first one. So all of our females are going to be what? They're going to have red eyes or white eyes. What's that? Red eyes. And what are all the males going to have? Yep. Because the males aren't passing anything on. Okay? So that's what we're going to do with these. When we get down to number 6, let's read that. Okay? In humans, hemophilia is a sex-linked trait. Females can be carriers. So like I'm a carrier for color blindness. I'm not colorblind, okay? But my son is. So I know I'm a carrier. What a carrier is I have that trait, but it's not expressed.
Kind of like when a dog cage trait.
Now that's different. It would be like Jackson has brown eyes, but his dad gave him a gene for blue eyes because his dad has blue eyes. So he has a gene for blue eyes, but he doesn't have blue eyes. So a carrier means that you have the gene, but it's not expressing itself physically because it's overpowered by something. Males will either have the disease or not. They won't ever be carriers. So this is what this would look like. So this is a normal female. This is a carrier female. This is a female with hemophilia.
What?
Hemophilia, if you remember, it was one of the disorders we talked about. Hemophilia is where your blood does not clot. It's missing a protein, and it means that the blood doesn't clot the way it's supposed to. X with a big H, Y is a normal male. X with a small h, Y is a male with hemophilia. So show the cross of a man who has hemophilia. So we have to look here with a woman who is a carrier. So this would be X, little h, Y, crossing with a female who is a carrier. So she is X, capital H, and X, lower h. So we set up our Punnett square. X, big H, X, little h, X, little h, Y. And again, it's always a 50-50 shot, right? With whether you're going to have boys and girls. Every time you have a baby, it's a 50-50 shot. So in here, it's going to be X with what kind of H?
Is that a big H?
Yep, that's a big H. And this is a little h, so it's going to be X, little h. We're going to bring this down and this over, X, little h, X, little h. Over here are our boys, X with a big H, Y, X with a little h, Y. So we have a 25% chance of having a boy with the disease and a 25% chance of having a girl with the disease. So what is the probability that their children will have the disease? Well, this one's 25 and this one's 25, so what's our total? It's a 50% chance.
I want a boy.
Okay? How do you guys feel about these ones? It's just building on what we did with the regular Punnett squares. You guys feel okay with this? Yeah. Okay, so let's look down here at this one with the calico cats. In cats, the gene for calico colored cats is codominant. So codominance means they're both expressed. So they're expressed at the same time. So it's like a black and white spotted dog, or a bird with multiple feather colors, or in this case, a cat with black and orange on it. Males are the only ones that males can't be a calico. They're not a mix. Males are either black or orange, but never calico. So when we look, this is what a calico looks like. But a male would be big X with the big B, Y, and that's going to give us black. Or big X with the R for orange, Y. So this is a male cat that is orange, okay? So in this first one, it says, show a cross of a calico cat with a black male. So that would be XB, XR. We're going to cross that with this black cat. X with a big B, Y. And you're going to set up your Punnett square over here just like we did. X with the big B, X with the big R, X with the B, Y. And you're going to do your Punnett squares there. Okay? I want you guys to go ahead and I want you to try to do the rest of this sheet. Do you guys have any questions? Okay? You should have a good start here.